Hey, and what is up, everybody? Welcome back to some Mobius Double F with your boy Robbie Daggett. In this episode, we're going to take a look at some future content, some stuff that has already happened on the JP side of things that will most likely come our way. Everything that happens there comes our way. And then the other thing we'll look at is we'll take a look at what's going on in September. We'll look at a little bit of Datamine info thanks to people of the Reddit, Mobius Double F Reddit. Make sure you go by and give a big thank you to Death Rose with the 5/5s and Mao Shiro for putting all this together for us. So let's start with I wanted to talk about this first because this is something we've been talking about as like the Dreamer Society in the Discord and just on every stream. We always talk about this, like the buff to Aerith. So Aerith is finally getting a buff, you guys. So this is actually happening. So let's take a look. So Aerith will get all trance. So this is awesome. We were wondering about this because there's a new trance over on JP now. Gives 45% base stats buffs versus 30% base stats buffs. So the trance 2 is going to be where it's at. Also, it looks like it's changing prismatic draw to prismatic return. So Death Rose also adds that it might be worth slotting Aerith in SP now for the additional prismatic return. Yeah, people hadn't. Aerith has been one of those cards that has slowly kind of fallen off since she came out, and it's at the point now, I know on the global side of things, that we barely use her unless it's like an MP deck or just like a regular old, I don't know, it's just, I don't use Aerith that much. I don't use it as much as I used to, for a lot of reasons. Basically, you're able to get all those same, you can give yourself a trance buff by using a lot of ults, a lot of skin ults. So I have skins. If you've got skins, then you don't have this problem of needing an all trance. So I'm actually a little bit sad that all it's getting is the all trance 2. All trance 2 is going to be great, you know, no complaints there, but I wish it was getting something like, I don't know, maybe like a 8 extra orbs of like prism draw after the prism shift. I don't know, maybe something else, but either way, I'm happy to see Aerith getting a buff. So Unbreakable Bonds is the next one on our list, also getting a buff. Looks like it's getting an increase in attack power. Looks like Elemental Retrieval is going to become Critical Retrieval. And then a note here says effective orb cost of UB1 if you crit. Ooh, that would be nice. So basically, you would be able to use UB more often, basically. I want to see a buff. I want to see them take off the hurt yourself buff, debuff. Because whenever any UB users will tell you, man, this card is kind of lame sometimes because you end up killing yourself, and the less amount of life you have, the less damage UB actually does. So sometimes it's better to just completely not bring UB and bring another card sometimes. But you know, happy to see a buff and increase in attack power there. Maybe it'll be significant enough to outweigh the damage that you do to yourself, because it's like 10% damage you do to yourself every use of this ability. And I mean, we're spamming abilities these days, guys. Ragnarok is also getting a buff, moving down the list. Looks like it's gonna get an increase and improved critical bonus. That is insane because Ragnarok is probably the strongest Supreme right now. You know, debatably strongest Supreme right now for just pure damage. So just happy to see a buff there. It looks like wind resistance is going to be becoming Magic Plus. So changing the auto abilities there. Yasmet's going to have an increase in break power. Oh man, Death Rose put a note here. It's just quite lame actually. Nobody really uses Supremes to break in high floors. Yeah, and that is true. The increase in break power, I have used Yasmet in multiplayer to break, but I don't know, it's a little underwhelming just seeing an increase in break power. Maybe it'll have a ton of break power, maybe that'll be the case, but until we see some numbers, you know, eh. And then Fusoya is the last one on our list, getting an increase in attack power and break power, which is really nice. He says that this is nice, while this is nice, but due to how Fusoya works, I would rather have I would rather one of the element return extra skills be changed to critical retrieval. And yeah, that's a good point. For me personally, Fusoya is kind of a strange card. It's a lot like the new Sin card that just came out in the way that it does like attack power and it has break power damage on it. So it's a really versatile card. I'm interested to see in how much they're increasing the attack power and the break power, because I know it has been kind of underwhelming for people who have had it compared to other Supreme cards. So all in all, I think it's decent buffs that will come our way eventually. Of course, this isn't coming our way just yet. We don't know exactly when we'll get all these buffs. SC has been really tricky about buffing JP side and then buffing the global side of things, so it's still pretty up in the air as far as when this is going to happen. Let's talk about the September datamines and info that Malshiro put together for us. Credits to Dataminers for sure. So looks like, I haven't even looked at this honestly, so this is going to be cool to look at together. Looks like Hall of Fame for, I was expecting this to happen already, but we're finally getting the Berserker, Rogue, and Occultist Hall of Fames. These jobs, you guys, OMG, these jobs are going to be so strong. Berserker is going to be the new best in slot dark damage, 400% extra elemental enhance. Rogue is getting basically break buffs. Oh man. Oh, which will make him more useful though. Flash break, piercing break, delicious, plus painful break. So when you do get that target broken, you will be hurting them. And then Occultist, gonna be the last one to come out for the month. It's gonna have exploit weakness 300%. A lot of people really like exploit weakness. It helps a lot with damage as long as you are hitting the target with the right element. The one thing that I really like that these jobs are getting is the class skill card of Prismatic Element Starter +1. So 1 for Warriors, 1 for Rangers. For it looks like mages will get Prism Draw +5%. So these are all really nice class skills that you will want to do these Hall of Fames for and complete these Hall of Fames for. So I am really excited about these. Whether or not you think these jobs are going to be useful in our meta, these class skill cards are going to be amazing. Leviathan Sicarius, awesome. So we are getting a new Sicarius Leviathan, another water. So our third tier of water Sicarius. Very cool. Looks like it has a card that's going to increase skill seeds. Basically, that'll be all it's useful for, because I think these have 1 cooldown, so you don't really want to use them for battle if you can help it. But for skill seeds, for water skill seeds, this is going to be a lovely card, and that'll be a great fight. We'll talk about it more when we get close to it. Looks like we are getting a couple of new ability cards in September 2018, and of course this is all kind of guesswork, and SE can change all of this, but we'll talk about it just real quick. Since we've got everything, all the info is right in front of us, so we've got all the numbers here. Got some decent AoE, actually some pretty decent AoE cards coming our way for Ranger, Warrior, Mage, and they have multi-hit, overkill, improve crits, exploit weakness. They look like they can be okay, so let me not judge them too much. 750 attack, 750 break is pretty low, but with the multi-hit, it hits 4 times, it overkills, improve crits, and exploit weakness. That could be pretty strong in the right hands. We're gonna have Albed Worker, Final Fantasy X, that's a monk. Oh, the rest of these cards are monk cards, so we'll multi-hit, overkill, hex, CRD cards for monks. They don't have taijutsu, so I'm automatically just not in love with them. But just looking at their stats, it's a really high attack power, really high break power. I bet anything that these cards can be useful, as long as you're seeing above like 500% magic on your monks, then this attack power will come through for you. Looks like we're gonna have, so for the jobs that might come, most likely, I really think that we'll get Albed Hunter, so it's gonna be the Final Fantasy X Riku job for Sarah that we'll get next month. I'm really thinking that will come. We may see Geomancer, which would be a new Maya job. And on the banner, some very, very strong cards. Looks like some very, very strong breaking cards. Very strong. 2100 break on some of these. On the regular ones, and then the Monk one has 6300 break. They also have multi-hit overkill and painful break, so it's kind of like the Sarah underwater card that we've been using, and the Maya's Butt card, so very good options here as far as these cards. And then we're gonna support that gives D-Barrier, Unguard, Dispel plus CRD. Oh man. The support cards that we're getting, you guys, just keep getting better and better, so this is another awesome support card that I would love to have. Then the final batch that we may be seeing here has a couple interesting cards in it, looks like. Final Fantasy... Oh, 11! So this will be on a Final Fantasy 11 Monk batch. The Vanadil Monk is a really, really strong monk from Final Fantasy... Oh, I just love anything from Final Fantasy 11, so this is exciting. Looks like we'll have some AoE cards with Overkill and debuffs. So that could be interesting. And then we'll also have some multi-hit Overkill Hex CRD cards. So Hex... What Hex means is that it's the best version of the debuff, and it'll last the most amount of turns, so you won't be playing around with like one turn of CRD or something. And then other things that we might see is a Monk and Maya job, which we kind of talked about before. We might see the new Supreme Shadow Lord. It's a Dark Supreme. Basically, it's kind of like, it's a Dark Warrior Supreme, so rest in peace, Unbreakable Bonds. And we might also see... I know there's some Final Fantasy, still some Final Fantasy X stuff that we're gonna see, so... Lots of exciting stuff coming our way, you guys. I'm really excited about it. So, glad to share this video with you guys. If it was helpful for you guys, make sure you leave a big old thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, or, you know, there's things about the video you didn't like, feel free to post it down below. It's always a lot more helpful, you know, to post a comment with, you know, criticism. It's always more helpful to read something like that than to just see a thumbs down on the video. A random thumbs down doesn't help me out at all. It doesn't help me figure out what I can do to improve the content we're making on the channel. So if you got time, leave a comment down below. Hope this video was helpful. I'm excited for a couple of things, so I'm excited for mostly these buffs, these Supreme buffs. So let me know what you guys are mostly excited for. It's been a pleasure being your host on this episode. Have an awesome Monday, and I'll catch you later.